The title of my talk today is this: Me, Myself, and God. It's interesting because I tried to change the title of the talk towards the end of the week. Actually, it was on Saturday, and Lori was like, I can get to it. No, it was on Friday. And I actually changed the title of this on Thursday, and she fixed it. And then on Friday morning, I wrote her a message. Before I went to bed, I said, could you put it back to what it was? Well, she was asleep. So when she woke up, she got up early Friday morning somehow, and the slide gets sent out to all you on Friday morning at 6 a.m. But she woke up, she said, like 5:50, and just thought, I should check my emails. And she said, oh my God. I had to scurry, open it up, pull that off, and then fix it. And what I had changed it to was me, myself, and I am. To go on the me, myself, and I. But when I woke up, before I went to bed on Thursday night after ministerial class, I was like, no, God has to be in this equation. And it certainly needs to be in this equation this way: me, myself, and I. Me, myself, and God. Me, myself, and I am. We have a lot of personalities. And here we are in Halloween weekend. We have a lot of masks that we hide behind. We have a lot of costumes that we wear. This is a costume. This is my Sunday morning costume. This is my put on a tie and vest and look like a minister costume, right? But I like it. It's a costume that fits me, actually really well. It's a costume that fits me because I created it. I created this costume for myself. I created this look. I created the character of James the minister. And why I said that to you earlier was because I had an idea of what the character of James the minister looked like when I first became a minister. But I was also James the actor, director, producer at the time, theater owner. And too many people started coming into the theater company and then joining the church. And so all of a sudden, James the director, who at that time, 20 years ago, was really controlling, and really, I wanted it the way I wanted it, the way I want it now. Well, that's not the minister you want to go to church and listen to on Sundays. And one of my congregants came in, this is in my first year of ministry, and had a meeting with me. And she was actually one of the actresses in the company. And she came in, and I thought I was giving her a counseling session. She goes, I'm going to need a counseling session. I said, great. She came in for the counseling session, and I sat down, and she said, I don't know who you are sometimes. In my head, I'm like, what does that have to do with your problems? But that was her problem. She said, I come on Sunday and I am so inspired and I love Science of Mind and everything you say. But then I'm in rehearsal with you and sometimes you're really angry and you're really pushing me and really, in a way that doesn't feel like my minister. And I said, well, I'm your director then, I'm not your minister. And she said to me, you're always all of it at the same time. I can't break those up. Probably that was the beginning of my ministry. I'd already been through Science of Mind 100, 200, 300, 400, practicum, the whole year of studying to be a minister after the studying. I'd already been through all of that. I'd already opened a church, for God's sake. I was a staff minister for a whole year. I opened a church. The church was running for 6 months, 9 months. That was the beginning of my ministry, when I actually came face to face with this concept. Me, myself, and God are one thing, period. I can't be God on Sunday and in honor of Tiffany, and an asshole on Monday. Because her, Reverend Dr. Tiffany's statement is, love only, forgive everything, remember who you are, and don't be an asshole. I think she should write that book. Who else thinks she should write that book? But sometimes that's what was happening. And even today, there are moments when I go, God, I could have done that better. Anybody else? Do you have moments when you could just say, thank you, PJ, when you could say, I could have done that better? And it's not I should have done that better. Because frankly, it's not that I should have done it better, because I did it the best I could do it in that moment. But in hindsight, I could have done it better, and that's growing. That's the way you take a look at your costumes and go, yeah, that one's not fitting you so well anymore. You might want to adjust that or change that. So I have a quote here by Eckhart Tolle. Here it is. To know yourself as the being underneath the thinker, the stillness underneath the mental noise, the love and joy underneath the pain, is freedom, salvation, and enlightenment. So as we come to this last Sunday in the month of clarity, I'm here to ask you some important questions, which is, what's behind your costume? What's behind whatever mask you are comfortably wearing right now? Whatever that mask is. And more importantly, do you feel safe enough to let what Eckhart Tolle is talking about here, to know yourself as the being underneath it all? Do you feel safe enough to let that out? Are you willing to be vulnerable? You know, someone mentioned we had our final practicum yesterday for the practitioners. Their next step is to take the written test and then pass their panels. And somebody said it wasn't okay to be vulnerable in this particular type of work. And it was a woman saying women can't be afforded the vulnerability that men could be afforded because they're looking weak, and they can't look weak as in a certain world. And my question is, are we still living in that world where women have to show up one way and men have to show up another way? Have we not done what Eckhart Tolle says, to know yourself to know yourself as the being underneath the thinker, the being underneath the gender, the being underneath the sexuality, the being underneath the political choices? Our only hope as a divine human culture is to really start living from the underneath, not from all the masks we put on, not from all the characters we choose to play. I think Eckhart Tolle really, really gets this right. To know yourself beneath the mask. So this next quote is by Meister Eckhart. But as I go to read it, I want to say Meister Eckhart was excommunicated from the Catholic Church, just so you all know. One of our greatest thinkers was excommunicated from the Catholic Church because he dared to say, I am God. Because one of his greatest quotes is, between God and me, there is no between. And that was hard, because in this world of costumes and masks, there are those that don the mask of the leader being in charge, the controller, the person that must keep everyone down in order to be up. That's a costume. Have you seen it lately? Our job is to not buy into that. Meister Eckhart was excommunicated. Oh well, he moved on and just kept writing and just kept bringing truth to the world. So he says here, a human being has so many skins inside, covering the depths of the heart. We know so many things, but we don't know ourselves. Why 30 or 40 skins or hides as thick as hard as an ox's or bear's cover the soul. Go into your own ground and learn to know yourself there. Go beyond all of the masks. Go beyond all of the roles you play. Go beyond everything that's going on out here. Live there, Lisa. And I know you are. Your new website is so exquisite, so beautiful. What you're doing for women in the world is so important. But she couldn't do that if she was doing it from out there. It's funny, Kevin and I are watching a new show. How many people watch, what's it called? The Good Fight. Anybody watch The Good Fight? What a great show. Somebody said, James, just watch the pilot. It's 6 seasons, so we have a lot to do. But it was so amazing because I'm looking at this show, and there's an understanding in this show of what is the good fight? What is it? And so much is going on out here. Everybody's trying to fix what's out here. And you know what? You may be able to fix what's out here, Emily. You might be able to fix some of the stuff out here that's annoying. But if you stepped back, that would come into a much sharper perspective, a much deeper clarity. You would see it for what it is, which is nothing. The nothingness from which so much comes. And so when he says here, go into your own ground and learn to know yourself there, your true self, your authentic self. So, how many of you dream at night? Yeah. I woke up the other morning, maybe it was yesterday. I woke up and in my dream, listen to this. In my dream, I was rewriting a musical. A musical I wrote, what was it, 40 years ago? I don't know, how long ago was it? 30 years ago? 30 years ago. My first musical, an unfinished song. I woke up in the midst of rewriting it. And the first thing, I turned to Kevin and said, I just rewrote the opening of an unfinished song. To which, he reasonably said, what? And I said, yeah, I'm actually taking you out of the opening number and you come into it. But then I started thinking to myself, what is going on in me that had me subconsciously rewriting my life? Something in me is bubbling up saying, there's another way to look at this. There's another way to live this. There's another way to do this. And it came in the form of rewriting my first musical, which, it was 30 years ago. I really should be rewriting the new musical, not the old musical. But it was a metaphor saying, what's there that you can change? What's there that's new? What's the excitement that's out there for you? Same old doesn't work. How many people here like to live in the world of same old, same old? None of you. Good. So go into your own ground and learn to know yourself there. So the whole thing he's asking you is to question, a big question. So here it is. You ready? You get to answer this for yourself. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you, Robbie? You're a husband. I know Robbie's like, don't ask me. I won't ask you really, but you're a husband, you're a musician, you're a musical director, you're a composer, you're a really, really, really nice man, right? You're Jewish, you were Jewish, you are Jewish. I guess once you're Jewish, you're always Jewish. Tiffany just said they don't let you out. Yeah. No, but Jewish is really more who you are with your DNA. All of these things. So who are you? Right? Who are you? When you really answer that question, way too often, the answer to that question is going to be out here. It's going to be out here. But who are you? You're the person that created out here. You're the person that went to the Halloween store and picked up a costume and put it on. And there you are, the musical director, although they have very uniquely different costumes for one another. Whatever those costumes are, you've already picked them out and you're wearing them. And here you are at whatever age you're at, 60, 50, 70, 80, 40, 30, whatever age you're at, and you've had all these years to pick out a costume. And right now, it's as if all of those costumes have come together, melded together into one James Mellon costume. And I can change it all I want. I can throw on a different shirt. I can throw on shorts, long pants. I can wear a skirt. I don't often. I could wear a dress. I don't often. I don't. Well, maybe. I should try. Because truthfully, I'm kind of caught up in this male look that I have. And yet, beyond the male look, I might be talking myself right into becoming a transgender. And so it is. No, someone said, actually, you said it to me. Came up behind me and said, I knew it was you from the back. And she went, because you said like this. And I didn't even know I was doing the beveled look today. But all of those things come together into one amalgamated Doug Draper. And here's the thing. As much as I love me some Doug Draper, what's behind who Doug Draper is infinitely amazing compared to the amazing Doug Draper now. There's so much more. Right, Cynthia? There's more than just your historical costume that you wear occasionally. Right? There's more than the way we present ourselves to the world, because we present ourselves to the world from a belief system of having believed for ourselves who we are. This is who I am. And you know what? We also believe who we're not. Nah, I'm not like that. I'm not that kind of person. Really? No? Okay. That's what you've created today. Austin and Tiffany have created this. Their hearts have aligned and they have created this. But you know what happens in some marriages? Not this one. Once that comes together and aligns, they stay in that box. There it is. Two people are not meant to come together and stay where they were. Two people are meant to come together and expand. Together, individually, singularly, but always benefiting the other. That's how I see marriage and relationships. So, I want to go to some of the lyrics in the song. Would you go to the next slide? Before I know where I'm going, first I've got to find where I've been. Are you your past? No, you're not your past. Anybody think they're their past? Well, actually, you all do, because we kind of take our past and bring it into the present. So I am not my past, but it really is helpful for me to know what I've done with what I've had so far. So that's actually a very positive thing, and anyone who's in mental muscle right now knows that's what we're doing. We're looking in there. We're seeing, why did I decide on this belief? What happened back here that brought me to here? The knowing is important. Before I know where I'm going, I don't want to take another step until I am sure I am a fully realized, awake, aware, conscious person, and I don't need to step into the same trap again, or the same hole again, or the same habit again. So that was the first line of that song. Next one, please. Living every other dream but mine, being exactly who I'm told I should be. Now, this might sound like you're living everybody's dreams in the world, and certainly my conversation with Nora on her last day on this earth, of her consciousness on this earth, rather, she basically laid it out for me. She basically said, here's the deal, except it wasn't that calm, it was kind of loud. And she basically said, I need to be done being what everybody else thinks I should be. Even if it's an Oscar-winning actress, if that's not what I want to do, I'm not going to do it. I need to be done with all of it. This song came literally to me in a download. Grabbed a guitar, wrote it in one sitting because it was something laying in the air. Living every other dream but mine, being exactly who I'm told I should be. But here's the biggest problem with this. You don't have to be who you've told yourself you should be, because you're the worst part of that because we keep trying to be who we have suddenly told ourselves we should be. I'm 68 years old. Why would I think I still should be what my 20-year-old thought I should be? Or let's go back and reclaim that. No, I don't want to reclaim what my 20-year-old was insane. Truly, how many would say their 20-year-old was a little crazy? Yeah, my 20-year-old, I don't listen to him at all. I get it. And I also don't, but I do want to know why this 20-year-old needed to be a big movie star. It really didn't have anything to do with wanting to do the work at that time. It was because I wanted people to look at me. I wanted them to know how great I was, because I didn't. So there you go, buddy. Now you know why that happened. So living every other dream but mine, being exactly who I'm told I should be. You should let yourself off the hook. Are you still trying to live your old dream of who you think you should be? And I know I'm asking a lot of questions today. We have practitioners after service to work with you as you answer these questions. But it's a really important question, right, Carol? Are you right now who you've told yourself you should be? Or are you an infinite expression of pure potentiality where anything is possible and I can choose from that? Now, I'm not going to choose from that from all of this. I'm not going to choose from that from all of this. I'm not going to choose from that because you all think I should do it. I'm going to back up and choose from that, from an authentic voice that speaks through me as me, because it is me. Me, myself, and God. One thing. And once I get that, woo! Watch out. Here I come. Would you all like to be at that moment? Would everybody do that with me, please? And once I get that, Woo! How's that feel? Right? That's the moment. And we got to start feeling these moments, not just talking about them. Next. There's a million reasons to stay the course and a million more to break free, and I just don't give a crap about any of them anymore. How do you feel about that? All these reasons why I should stay where I am, doing what I'm doing. Kevin and I were driving here today, and I said, I'm thinking I'm going to keep doing this for, and I'm not sharing that with you yet, these many years, and then I'm ready to do what's next, whatever that is. Maybe I will become a dress designer. I don't know. Swan's like, oh, yeah. Right? But I started thinking about it. I was like, I'm not going to just do this into the sunset because I'll get stale. Actually, I won't. I never get stale. Something's always interesting to me. But if I ever felt like I was getting stale, I'd be saying goodbye pretty quickly. But I also know there's so much for me to do, and there's so much for you to do, and there's a million reasons for me to stay the course. I get it. I'm reading a book that Thor suggested to me about habits and about doing something every day and the incremental effect it has on you. And it's just remarkable, Thor. Actually, I've already read the first third of the book, right? And a million more to break free. How many here are renegades? I am. Yeah. I can give you 1,000 reasons why I should run, why I should break free. And I'm really smart. I could make perfect sense out of it. I could make perfect sense out of every decision I make. And that's out here. I'm kind of done with out here. Because when I back up here, it's almost like there are no decisions. There's just energy that says, here you go. Or it says, woo! Here you go. So, beyond the reasons, beyond all the things, there's a clarity. And that's what we've been looking at this month. There's a clarity that doesn't care about your reasons. And the last quote from the song is, living my life by your design. If you are living any part of your life because someone else has designed it for you, it's time to think again. It's time to live again. It's time to choose again. Dr. Laura Shackelford was telling us the other night in class this story about Neil Donald Walsh, who she was sitting with having dinner, and a mosquito flew by, and he went, choose again. I love that concept. Yeah, you kill the mosquito, choose again. Whoever you want to be, whatever you want to be. I think most of us need to, everybody try that. Now just pick something you're done with and choose again. Let's do it. I'm going to pick something I'm done with. Got it? You got something you're done with? I do. You got it? Everybody got it? And choose again. How's that feel? Yeah, little Neil Donald Walsh. So, in conclusion to all of this, I have a very important quote, I think a very prophetic quote by Ann Landers, who said this. Oh, no, wait, this is mine first. This is a very prophetic quote. It's mine. Apparently, I didn't write my own quote on my notes. So, who you are is bigger than what you do. But what you do will be much bigger when you always remember who you are. Now just think about that. Who you are is bigger than what you do. You may have an amazing career as a comedian. You have everything. You've got the humor. You've got the, I was going to use a B word, but I'll say you have the courage. You have the talent. You have the Scandinavian looks. You have everything you need to be the biggest fricking comedian star with her own TV series, everything you could ever possibly dream. And you're way bigger than that when you come back here. And who knows if that's even the best thing for you to be used perfectly. We don't know until we come back here and find out, until we're willing. But what you do will be much bigger when you are always remember who you are. And Ann Landers said, know yourself. Don't accept your dog's admiration as conclusive evidence that you are wonderful. Don't let Bailey just be the one that tells you who you are. You are infinite. You are powerful. You are creative. You are talented. You are successful. You are wise. You are loving. You are kind. You are fun. You are frolic. You are all that you could ever possibly imagine. And it's not because you're out here showing me it, proving it to me. It's because when you go to your place and I go to my place and we get really, really, really calm and listen to that internal voice that says to you, there's more. You are more. When you go there, don't settle for me. Don't settle for just me. Don't settle for myself. And frankly, don't even settle for an old, antiquated understanding of who God is. Do you know that the generally agreed upon understanding of God really undercuts God in such a big way? It makes God judgmental. It makes God angry. It makes God all the things that only we can do. But when we get it, me, myself, and God as one thing, and we step back in here, all the costumes drip away, all the masks are lowered, and we get to step out into the world as our truly authentic, honest selves. And if that's not a recipe for a genuinely wonderful life, I don't know what is. Namaste.